Hey Mock Nation, my name's Tian Ho and I'm here at Florida Southern College Athletic Communications. I'm joined by the head coach of the women's soccer program here at Florida Southern, Gerry Lucey. Good to have you here. How are we doing today?
Fantastic.
Awesome. It's great to hear, and you're heading into your second season as head coach of the program. You have a consistent staff of assistant coaches coming back in Grace Linton, Jamie McGinnis, and Ricky Davis. How have those conversations after the preseason scrimmages been going, especially leading into a new season?
Been very productive. Obviously, we've seen a lot in the preseason games, which we liked, and obviously a lot of things that we weren't too happy about as well. But you know, we're working together as coaches, trying to correct the habits that we see, which aren't as productive as we'd like. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of positives as well. So we're trying to obviously be very positive with the players and try to accentuate the things they're doing well, and try to get them to work on those other elements as well.
You talk about the players, and this is your first true recruiting class as the head coach of the program, and you have 20 new players on the squad with a lot of transfers and a lot of freshmen. Let's first talk about the transfers for the squad. How are they integrating into the team?
Well, obviously the ones who were here for the spring have integrated very well, and then we have one other one, Ashley, who has done very, very well. She's played 4 years at the D1 level and is very vocal. I was very confident in her own abilities, so I think she's integrated in very well, and she just wants to be a key member of the team.
Let's talk about a large freshman class.
Yeah.
How exactly are they integrating, especially within their first year, not only as a student but also as a student athlete?
I think so far so good. A number of them are coming in injured, so we do have a couple coming in. Actually, 3 of them coming with ACL tears, so that obviously has reduced the size of the squad a little bit. We do have 4 freshman goalkeepers. Again, that's a large number of goalkeepers. So when you break it down to actual players who can step on the field, I think there's about 8 of them freshmen. So it's not too large a class when you think about it that way. But yeah, they're freshmen. You know, they've done things well, and then they've done things not so well. So it's a learning curve. It's obviously, you try to prepare them as best you can in terms of understanding there's a step up in where they played before, and we definitely see a lot of just little things that can be corrected, which hopefully they will do.
I heard you mention those 4 freshman goalkeepers, and you also have a transfer coming in from Rollins College as part of your goalkeeping staff, or at least player pool. What exactly is that competition like, and how are they doing after preseason?
I mean, they're all competing. They're all healthy. Carly, the transfer from Rollins, was with us in the spring, so she at least had an opportunity to play with us. And she's kind of, she's put herself in the number 1 position. So she's doing very well, being vocal, brave, distribution's very good. So we're happy with her, and hoping obviously the freshman keepers will raise the bar a little bit more and really challenge.
Quite a daunting task replacing Jenny Saden, the clean sheet record holder at Florida Southern College, and also arguably one of the greatest goalkeepers to ever play in the conference. So quite a tall task for them, but I'm glad to hear some belief coming from the coach, and I'm sure fans can be absolutely excited to see some new goalkeepers in the squad after having Jenny for so long. Let's move into the defensive third of the team, and that stayed really consistent last year, and we have some returners, but also some new faces in the team. What's that dynamic like within that back line of yours?
I think you'll see obviously at least 3, maybe all 4 of the returning back line, but we do have some very, very good freshmen. So excited about a few that we brought in, very athletic, very good technically. We have to change a few things in the decision making, but overall very, very good. So excited to see a different dynamic and a different way that we can play moving into this fall.
For the midfield, that's an incredibly important part of your transition, going from defense into attack, which you are very, very fond of. Talk about that midfield, because it was a healthy mix of new faces, but also some returners that you inherited last season.
Yeah, it was a pretty young midfield for the most part, with a number of freshmen stepping up from day one. This year, there's a couple of freshmen who can challenge again to step in and play immediately. We also have a red shirt sophomore, Kennedy, who obviously did not play at all last year, coming off an ACL. So she's done very well. She could also find herself in one of those midfield positions. So there's a lot of competition within that space. So we're not too sure yet how that's going to unfold. We're just trying different combinations, but excited to have the opportunity to obviously try different players.
We talk about combinations and shifting focus into the attacking third.
Yeah.
You had a lot of goal contributions come from a pretty solid freshman class, and then you've also been experimenting a lot during preseason. Where exactly can the Mock fans find goals coming from your team this year?
I'd love to know. I'm hoping from a variety of different players. I mean, if you can mix it around, it's even better. So, AJ, Alison Jenkins is coming looking really good. So is Anita. So is obviously a number of other players who play in the more attacking midfield roles. So I'm hoping we can find a way to combine better with each other and to obviously find a solution to the goals as well. I think Malia and Ali were the two top scorers last year, so expect them again to be amongst the goals, but we're hoping that we'll have at least 3 or 4 others who can contribute 10 plus goals.
Sounds like supporters can be really, really excited for the squad. I'm excited to see them in their opening game. So let's see what happens in that trip to Georgia. So you're opening it up next Thursday with an away trip, and you're playing against Georgia Southwestern State University.
Yeah.
What is the goal for that first game as we lead into yet another game afterwards, still away in Georgia?
Yeah, we're just obviously trying to get a few steps closer to where we want to be in terms of clicking with each other. Obviously we want to get the win, same as we do every single game. But we also want to do it in a certain way as well. We want to impose our style of play on the opposition, and to hopefully get better. We know that second game in Georgia against Columbus State is going to be a really, really tough game. They've been top 10, top 15 pretty much for the last 17, 18 years. So they are a force to be reckoned with. So we just want to get better game by game, and hopefully come conference time that we're really firing.
Columbus State number 23 in the preseason rankings, which they take on in the second game. So with your home opener coming to Barron Field the following week on Friday, September 13th at 7 p.m. right back out here. We have a game against Bentley University, and for your team, what is it like coming back from an away trip then to a home game, and what are the goals for the squad to impress the home supporters?
Obviously, I think they'll just be very excited to obviously play at home. I think only 2 of the opening 8 games are at home, so it is obviously they're going to be thrilled. They're going to be so psyched to come out here first game and take on Bentley and then Assumption. I'm sure that hopefully we'll have a great weekend up in Georgia next weekend, and then come back and hopefully get a couple more wins.
With the SSC playoffs changing this season, we have seeds 1 and 2 that do not get a first round bye, and now 8 teams make the playoffs. How does that change the dynamic, especially when you have goals heading through the regular season leading up to playoff seeding?
I've been at it both ends. I've been at it where being the number 1 seed, and my last year when I was at Hofstra, we were number 8 seed and we beat the number 1 seed. So I think it's exciting to have that format. The possibility of obviously the lower seed taking on the higher seed and doing well. So for me, obviously we want to finish in the top 1 or 2 in the conference in the regular season. But as long as we make playoffs and are given that opportunity, then it doesn't really matter to us.
Any opponents you're really looking forward to in Sunshine State Conference play?
No, all of them.
All of them?
All of them,
I like to hear it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, any final thoughts before we kick off the 2024 season? I'm sure you're very excited as well as the rest of the girls and the coaching staff.
Of course, as you said, it's my first real recruiting class here. But we do have very strong returning players as well. So just excited to see how they can obviously combine with each other, can hopefully form into a squad that can compete at the top end of the SSC. And just looking forward to the challenge every day.
Thank you, Coach Lucey. I appreciate you meeting with us. That's going to do it here for us, Mock Nation. We'd appreciate if you see us at Barron Field on Friday, September 13th at 7 p.m. against Bentley University. That's going to do it for us here. And as always, go Mocs.